Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Petersen bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Wednesday. Of course, we want you to drive home a brand new car from Willis Chevrolet of Granger. May is bringing big Chevy savings. Get a $7,000 cash allowance on eligible 2026 Silverado models, or drive home the popular Trax with 2.9% financing. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comment section. The phone lines are open at 515-517-2303. And follow us on social media. What's going on, Ross Petersen?
Not much. How are you today?
Good. You had a little hiccup. You've been sneezing.
Yeah, a little sneezing today. It's always something. I've got can't keep in stuff. I'm having a hard time.
It's okay. We all have one of those days. We really do. Well, I do want to start this morning with a quick follow-up from yesterday's conversation, which we started with, which was the hiccup conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And yesterday I posted the clip of the where we told the story of the man who hiccuped for 68 years. Well, a guy by the name of Wayne Beam retweeted it and tagged somebody, and his name was Footer Smith. And Footer Smith commented, "This is my grandfather." And I reached out to him and said, "Seriously?" I should have said, "Hey, here's my contact information. We'd love to have you on." All he said was, "This was my grandfather," and he hasn't replied yet. But Footer Smith, if you're listening to the show, 515-517-2303, I want to know if you went like through your childhood watching your grandfather hiccup. And it just demonstrate what a small world.
Yeah. I told you yesterday, I'm like, so we're going to know somebody that knows this guy. Like, you get a reputation, 68 years of hiccuping. I am interested. I'm interested. I wish we could talk to that guy and just kind of know what grandpa's life was like.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's cool.
If he
really
was still going,
threw that out there, and somebody says, "Hey, I knew old Hiccup Charlie."
We should have probably known, just because since it took place in the state of Iowa and it was an anthem, that it would get back to somebody. It makes me feel good that people go, "Hey, we know that guy, and we saw it on the Rush." That's really cool. Of course, it's all about us. It's all about us. But what's going on? You
Nothing.
Dazed. All right.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You were off in a staring daze, and I was like, "Oh, did something happen?" So I was.
Oh, that
you're worried.
You were. It's all about us. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you love it when I do that. You love it when I do that. That's another thing where Ross and I are completely different. I'm kind of like Tyler Kluver.
What do you mean by that?
Kind of a narcissist, pretty, always self-promoting.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Did you see the Murph and Andy thing floating around yesterday about the coaches versus cancer?
Yeah, and I've known about that story. Keith had told me that several years ago. He never wanted it to get out. I'd known about that story. I'm glad they finally told it, because it paints a clearer picture of Fran McCaffrey and his wife and the vindictiveness that they possessed. And even when Andy was telling the story, you could tell Keith was uncomfortable maybe by Andy telling the story. Either that or he's just a really good actor, but it just solidifies the type of person that Fran McCaffrey could be. We've had him on the old show. He was great with us, but it's like a split personality with them. It's really, really weird.
So if you didn't hear the story, Andy kind of shared on their program yesterday about Murph was the MC of the Coaches versus Cancer event for a long time, and then he wasn't for a short period of time, and now he was back this year. And Andy shared on the Murph and Andy show yesterday that the reason that Murph went away as the host for a while was because of Fran McCaffrey. That apparently Fran didn't want Murph to be the MC anymore because Murph had said something about how Gary Barta gave him a contract and didn't mention it publicly. And that was enough that Fran's wife didn't like.
Yeah, Margaret didn't like. And, you know, the story, and you can see it on the replay of the Murph and Andy show. It's at like the 43-minute mark of yesterday's podcast that they have. And it's a good story, but just we'll go ahead and tell it here. So he did one of those Murphy laws, right? And you got it 100% correct, where it was about the FOIA request for the hidden contract extension. And Keith's thing was, hey, if you think so much of your coach, why wouldn't you share that publicly with the fans? Why do you keep it hidden? And I remember when that contract went down, I think you and I talked about it. We just thought it was weird. But so you're up there on stage at a Coaches versus Cancer event. Fran McCaffrey wouldn't shake Keith Murphy's hand. And then Margaret McCaffrey was heckling Keith Murphy from the seats. So he's up there on stage with all four coaches, and she's heckling him. And then she gets on stage to speak because, of course, they've gone through their own cancer journey with their child and said, well, great to be up here except for the MC who wants my husband fired. I mean, can you imagine the uncomfortableness in the room, the uncomfortableness with the other coaches that are on there who highly respect Keith Murphy? And then you turn around and say, hey, if you want me to come back to this fundraiser, he's got to be gone.
Says a lot about the McCaffreys.
Wow.
Yep, says a lot about him. Incredible. I'm glad Keith told that story. Or Andy told the story.
Well,
around
Andy
Keith.
told the story.
I think you're right.
He was
Keith,
pulling
Keith
it out of him.
doesn't want that. Keith is not. That's not Keith at all.
Yeah, Keith doesn't like airing dirty laundry. I'll air dirty laundry. It doesn't bother me. But it's all what your comfortable level is, right? And
a fundraiser for cancer.
And a huge one. A huge one. That I think the other night they raised $625,000. But it goes to show you, it would have been interesting. And I get what Coaches versus Cancer was, and Andy said it best. He said it put him between a rock and a hard place. It would have been interesting if Coaches would have Cancer said, no, we're keeping Keith Murphy because he's so good at this.
Yeah.
And then Fran McCaffrey doesn't show
coach
up.
Who's got a kid with cancer isn't going to be at the Coaches versus Cancer event.
Yeah, but then you say, well, Fran McCaffrey demanded that Keith Murphy not be the MC, and wonder how that would have played.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you don't want to do that because you just
do it. You just go, okay.
A lot of people tagged Caitlin Clark in some tweets yesterday about that and said, is this the family you really want to marry into?
Jesus.
That's what people do. Social media can wrap people in to stuff, and I'm sure Caitlin Clark sees a completely different side of the McCaffrey family.
Right, she does. Right. How stupid. People, is this the family you want to be? We're the worst. Human beings are the absolute worst, man.
Why is that?
I don't like a guy, so I'm going to reach out to his son's girlfriend to tell her, to remind her that the people that she knows better than I do that I feel a certain way about them. People are the worst. How is Caitlin Clark, by the way? I saw something yesterday about how she might be more hurt than is being alluded to.
Well, it's interesting because the other day against the Dallas Wings, Caitlin Clark left the game a couple times, went back into the tunnel or went back into the training room and to have her back adjusted, right? And so you're like, that's odd. She says the injury is fine, nothing to worry about. But until Caitlin Clark can prove to the masses that she's not injured, that she's actually fully recovered, people are always going to question whether or not she's back. They're in action tonight. It's going to be a late game, so I'm not going to stay up and watch it. They're at L.A., and they play the Sparks. But she's going to be under a microscope. I mean, she was always under a microscope, but now because of she only played in 13 games a year ago, and you leave the game twice in your home opener for a back adjustment, it's going to leave lingering questions about health. And so she says she's okay. The Fever says she's okay. You got to take their word at it. But I think there are some people who go, okay, is there more to this story than what we're actually being told? You know what I'm interested about, Ross, is just how life is so different from Caitlin Clark, meaning, in high school and college, you get away with pure ability, right? I mean, she was so much better than everybody in high school. You could make the same case for college. It wasn't like she was a bulky person. Well, you get to the WNBA, you have to do different things as far as your workout regimen, everything, and your body changes. And sometimes those changes in your body, you don't adapt to. Everybody thinks, well, you got to get stronger. You do. But I've seen a number of injuries in college football with players who go through certain workout regimens, and their workout regimens actually cause the injuries. I'm not saying that, but when you adjust your body like that, things happen, right? And it's a much more physical game than she played in high school.
There's no doubt about that. They're banging her around a lot more than they ever did up to this point. She's at that age though that she should be healthier now than she's ever been.
I would agree.
The fact that I didn't realize that in the opening game she was taking time away and getting her back adjusted and like that's not a good sign. 24 years old, opening game of the season, and you're having to go through stuff like that. That's an indication. I don't like it.
The game even says that just look at Tiger Woods.
Good point.
Was Tiger better bulked up, or was he better when he was skinny Tiger? I remember Tiger at his prime when he was skinny Tiger with no muscles. Then he got all jacked up, and he was injured like all the time.
Tiger did a couple lifestyle changes. One of them was get on the PEDs, start doing the SEAL team workout type stuff, get all huge, bulky, bad. A couple other lifestyle decisions that happened in there.
Yeah,
that ended up rearing their ugly head. I don't think that Tiger Woods and Caitlin Clark are in the same boat.
I would agree with you on that.
With Kate, I don't know what it is with Caitlin, but it does seem like I didn't even watch it to know that she was banged up. I just saw something the other day that said, hey, something bigger is going on with Caitlin Clark they aren't telling us about, which I said a long time ago. If she was really hurt, they won't tell us. It's an industry. It's an industry of people that are tied to that Caitlin Clark name now. But I just thought that was interesting that she was first game was already in the back a few times.
Which, and you go back to when she played for Team USA a couple months ago, she didn't start the first couple games. Playing time was fairly limited by quarters, so she didn't have to play as much as she did against the Dallas Wings in the opener. But, when you're a superstar, now you're going to have to play a lot more. And it'll be something we just pay attention to. I guarantee the Fever will be paying attention to it, and they play tonight. Again, I think it's like a 9:30 game in LA. So if you stay up to watch that, more power to you. If you don't, just record it on the DVR.
Watch us in the morning. We'll talk about the highlights.
Well, because I've got it down. I'll be down here at 4:00, and I can just go all the way through the commercials, and I don't have to watch all the commercials. I can just get that game done in about 35-40 minutes. Oh, there we go. Ross, I had this on my notes yesterday, and I wanted to bring this up with you and get your feeling. What bothers you more, spam via email or spam via text?
Oh, via text 1,000 times.
God,
the email I've gotten used to it. You get 90% of the email I get is garbage.
Yeah, and you can just hit delete and not even have to read it.
Yeah. The spam text message is a problem. What'd you get?
Oh, I've been getting a ton lately, and I'm starting to realize you don't read the fine print when you sign up for stuff, right? So I wasn't getting very much at all. Then I signed up because I'm getting my patio redone in the back. My neighbor tore down the walnut tree that's been a pain in the ass. My concrete's all jacked and wonky, so we're just going to rip the whole thing out and put a new patio in. So I'm like, okay, most of the concrete people we deal with in my construction world are commercial contractors, so they don't do residential stuff, right? So I thought, well, I don't really know any residential concrete guys. I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna get an estimate. And so I sign up, and of course you got to give your phone number, you got to give your email, knowing that when I sign up for an email, I'm probably gonna get. But they sell this data, and I have been just getting left and right from home improvement companies, from gutters to roofs to everything. I'm like, how did they get my number? I'm like, oh, this concrete company sold my telephone number. That's the assumption I'm making. And it's nonstop.
Dude,
and you're right with the email, because you can just hit delete, and knowing that when you sign up for an email list, you more or less give them permission to email you until you unsubscribe. They don't give you that unsubscribe thing on the phone. They say, hey, do you opt in on an email? Yeah, I'll do that. I don't opt in on the phone.
Are they all concrete related stuff?
No, gutters, roofs. It's like they took my number and sold it to every home improvement company out there.
Is it possible that it started with the home security system?
Ooh, no, because it was happening before that. It was actually happening.
Okay.
It happened almost immediately after I had
the concrete
thing come in.
I made that mistake with insurance.
Oh, like when you Google, hey, what's the best homeowners insurance, and then you sign up, and there's like 5 companies, and it's
like, hey, we can get you a quote right now. Just give us some basic information. You give your basic information. It's like, oh yeah, we can't get you a quote right now, but we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
And what they did was they just sold your information to like 15 different companies.
Are there real estate companies like that? Like when you sign up for, if you belong to a service,
I can buy leads from different companies. Yeah. Yeah. I can buy leads so that when you go online and say, I'm just looking for a home. How do I find a home in Des Moines, Iowa? It goes, oh, okay, just put this information in. Super easy. And then we're going to pitch it. We're going to go out and sell it to every realtor in the Des Moines metro area to see who wants to buy your lead, who will pay us to pay you, to pay them, to pay money, to pay. And if we don't even get you to pay, we'll just get somebody else to pay us for the information that we just got from you. Wild.
Captain Kirk says it best. I'm convinced that at some point I will block nearly all phone numbers aside from the ones I have saved in my contacts. Now, with my phone, I don't know what your iPhone is like, but if it's when they call, it says spam risk, so I know not to answer it.
Yeah.
I don't get that on the text. The text just comes
the text
through.
just comes. Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. And then, and Travis, some text messages I get come in that same format from 9347. And it's, hey, we're reminding you that we're taking your Verizon money or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
90% of them are garbage. The text one by far. And I have my phone set up. I had it on that automatic attendant for a while, where if it wasn't a phone number I had saved, it would go to an automated system. Then one day a lady called and she was like, I almost hung up on your automated system. It was a client. It was a lady that wanted to see a house. So I had to take that thing off for fear that I wasn't missing phone calls.
So you have an automated system at Agency Iowa?
I don't anymore. Well, I mean, at the office we do, but I mean, for my cell phone, I had one turned on for a while. I actually turned it off.
Kyle says Apple allows you to block and delete text. Yeah, once it comes through, I can then block it. But at first, you're like, oh, I got a text. It's probably my wife. Nope, I don't need gutters. I don't need new shingles. I needed concrete. That's what I got.
Did you get the concrete done?
No, it was supposed to get done last week. The guy called and said, hey, we had an emergency. We couldn't do it. He's supposed to be here and do it Friday, Saturday.
had an emergency. What kind of concrete emergency do you have?
I think it might have been a family emergency.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Those happen.
Yeah. They do happen, and I understand it. And I wasn't mad at him. He just wasn't communicating with me. So I had to go around.
We got a concrete emergency. I got a load of mud that showed up too dry. I got a crew, and they're not pulling their weight right now. I got to go over and bash some skulls.
Probably some truth to that. I am going to text him today or tomorrow to say, you're going to be here on Friday. Because
you're coming, right? You're doing my job, right?
Yeah. Well, because we cleared everything out. We moved all our patio furniture, and we're waiting, and then nobody's showing up, and he's not communicating. So then I had to make another phone call to the guy who knew him and say, hey, can you call him and just say, are you coming or not?
This is off to a bad start.
It was, but I'm crossing my fingers. When's the concrete supposed to be done? Saturday. So they're supposed to tear it out on Friday because they're ripping out the whole patio, form it, and then pour it on Saturday.
Did you pay him up front?
No.
All right.
So I'm not out any money yet.
Okay.
As long as I'm not out money, I don't care because I can go find another concrete guy. I don't want to because it's just going to delay the process, but I'm hoping that he shows up. Mike G, thanks for the vote of confidence. Yeah, he ain't coming, Travis.
I don't like this. I don't like the way this is headed already.
I do have an ace in the hole. Okay. Is that I'm going to name drop, but this is John Higgins' concrete guy.
Okay. All right.
So that's who I had.
That's your guy.
I had to call him and say, hey, John, he didn't call, he didn't show up. And once I did that, within 5 minutes, I had a text. I'm sorry, I didn't make it. I'll be there next Friday and Saturday. So there.
Okay.
Don't mean to go above people, but
listen. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You got to get your
concrete
concrete done.
What you got to do.
You got an empty hole back there. I'm guessing.
No, I still because they haven't ripped it out yet. So it's just they got to do the tear out and pour the whole thing. It's a fairly easy job. The hardest part, and you've seen my driveway, the hardest part's going to be just getting back there.
Getting back, right. It's in the back of the property.
Yeah. So I don't know if they wheelbarrow it back or they pump it. You wouldn't bring a pump in for that because that would be you're paying a lot of money for a pump.
Yeah, I don't think you'd pump it back there. Maybe bucket by bucket in a skid loader.
Could do that.
They could do the skid loader, put the concrete truck at the end of your driveway, and the skid loader goes back and forth, or a concrete buggy, like Brian says. That's what they have.
Yeah,
those are fun.
I'm getting a new step. Doing it right.
You gotta look how proud you are of your new step.
Well, I don't have it yet. I will be proud of it.
You're excited about it.
I'm excited about it.
I can feel how excited you are about your new step.
Never been so excited about concrete in my entire life. So I can sit back and watch the concrete. Last night I mowed and
watch
then
the grass grow.
I watched. As soon as I got done mowing, around 7. Turned the sprinkler on, put the lawn chair out, and just sat out there and watched the grass grow. It was therapeutic. And Kevin's not wrong. After the patio's done, you'd be needing a new driveway because concrete truck will break it up. You're right. It's just the driveway's not in the budget this time around. It's budgetary. You got to move in pieces and slices. Give me some time. Just give me some time. Coming up in about an hour on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive, we're going to be talking with Bill Fennelly, head coach of the Iowa State women's basketball team, and the rebuild, right? Ross, the last time he was on, he kind of gave us an indication of how crazy the transfer portal world is. Nobody suffered probably more from a big school like Iowa State. They lost 9 players. It was a total rebuild. They lost 4 starters. It'd be interesting to hear what this last couple months have been like for Bill Fennelly. I mean, he's usually fairly open with us. He's very transparent with us. So I'm anxious to talk to Coach Fennelly. He's getting ready to go out on that tailgate tour next week. I'm sure he's going to be asked a lot of questions by fans. Hopefully we can get some of those questions answered here today. I hope you're looking forward to that.
The
conversation
tailgate
as well.
tour is going to be interesting, man, because you got some sports where people are really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
Look at basketball and wrestling. And then you've got some sports where people have a lot of questions, like football and women's basketball. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm interested to chat with him, see how things have been, see where he's at. Interesting run, man. Wild time when you lose the team like that. Get that vote of confidence from your athletic directors. I'm interested to chat with him, see where he's at right now, what that was like, what led to that. A lot of questions.
I'm going to point blank ask him, did you ever think of just walking away, going, you know what,
I thought he was. The timing of it was laying out like, oh, Bill Fennelly's retiring. Got all these girls leaving. They're all looking for a different opportunity. I thought for sure what had happened there was Bill Fennelly had talked to the team and said, hey, guys, I'm going to retire. Give me a week, and they all said, we're out. I thought for sure what was happening in Ames. So, I'm interested to chat with him and say, what happened? What's happening?
So Bill Fennelly coming up in about an hour here on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes from just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want someone else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at IowaURO.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines, and I have a question for you. Are you and your Mini ready for your summer motoring adventures? To help you have a little more fun on that trip, this month we're offering a 15% discount on all fuel services, as well as reduced pricing on all pre-planned maintenance packages. Please stop by so our factory-trained technicians can ensure your Mini will continue to keep a smile on your face for years to come. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always priority one.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Tomorrow on the Rush Radio Show, Brian Duax will be joining us for the Rush Radio Central City Liquors Deal of the Weekend. And I tell you what, he's come each and every week with some great deals for you. But don't worry, you can find variety and value all the time at Central City Liquors. Make your next stop Central City Liquors. Locals rave about their selection and a staff who knows their stuff. From favorite everyday bottles to rare finds, including that Elmer T. Lee that you're going to have a chance to get into the vault for next week. They're stocked and ready, plus you'll always find great deals on your favorite drinks. Central City Liquors, where good times start with great choices. Ross, are you a superstitious guy? Do you believe in superstition?
Not really. No, not genuinely.
Would you say baseball players more than maybe any other athlete are fall into the superstition realm? Going back to like Major League, right? When Joe Boo, they had to kill.
Do baseball players fall into the?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I think more so than most other sports.
I think we in Major League when they needed Joe Boo and then they needed to kill a live chicken. But Cal Raleigh is now falling into the superstition realm. He got advice from Logan Gilbert. Cal Raleigh was struggling at the plate. I mean, struggling at the plate. He was on an 0 for 38 slump. He hadn't had a hit since like late April. Now, Cal Raleigh was hitting bombs a year ago. He was the story of Major League Baseball with all his home runs. So Logan Gilbert, after the game on Monday night, said, Cal, you need to wash the juju off. You need to shower with your uniform on. You need to wash it all away. So Cal Raleigh says, you know what? Something might work. So he gets into the shower, full uniform, washes the juju off. Last night, gets 2 hits.
Okay. I guess it worked, right? It's only crazy if it doesn't work. If it works, way to go. Dude, brilliant. Nice job. You just fixed Cal Raleigh. I mean, if it worked, it worked. If it worked, it worked, is the only thing I can say.
What are some of the crazier superstitions you've heard of when it comes?
It all goes to Turk Wendell to me. When I was
he had the licorice, right? Didn't he
Turk had a whole bunch of things, dude. Do you not remember all the stuff with Turk?
Well, he would jump. I'm trying to remember. He had the black licorice.
Yeah.
And then when he would come off the mound, he would jump the foul line.
Jumped over on and off the field, never touched the foul line, would like leap over the top of it. Brushed his teeth between every inning, if I remember right. He would, because he chewed a bunch of black licorice. So he would go in between innings and spit out the black licorice and brush his teeth between innings. Had some other weird stuff. There were some other strange things about Turk. Something like he wore like a sweatshirt sleeve or something. He was an odd duck. He lives in Iowa now.
Really?
Yeah. Turk lives up by the Boone area. I've got his number.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Invite him on the air. He's a fantastic guy. Really fun dude to talk to.
Did he marry somebody from here, or did
I
he
don't
go?
Remember what the story was.
I like Iowa. I think I'm just going to stay here.
Seriously, I think it was I like the fishing, and I'm going to stick around. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Wow, I did not know that.
He to me is the one of like he's the epitome of the superstitious ball player, we're missing some things in there too that he did. He did a couple of odd superstition things. I've never understood the guys that are like, the Hawkeyes won last weekend, and I was wearing these shoes and these socks, and I stood in this spot. And so next week I need to wear those shoes and those socks. I need to stand in this spot. And that has always seemed odd to me, where guys are like, I got to wear the same thing. Like, you didn't have anything to do with it. You didn't.
I think it does become to the point, too, where your quirks or your routine becomes superstition. Meaning, I do kind of the same thing every single day to get ready for the show. I mean, I hit my alarm goes off at the same time. I go through the same process every day. And to the point where if I don't do it, something feels off, and therefore it becomes superstition, I think, in your own mind.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like, oh, I need to shower with my clothes on.
What a weird
But it's
thing.
like if I mess up my routine and something doesn't go right, it's like it's become superstition because I didn't do that.
Kalen's exactly right.
Checklist.
It's a mind game that you play. It's a mind game. There's a line in Major League when he goes out there to talk to the pitcher, right? He's like, "Oh, we're all out of sorts. Hector needs a live chicken. Is that what you need? A live chicken?" Nobody knows what to get him for their wedding gift. There is a mind game thing that has to happen there, where the pitching coach has to go out there. Okay, all right. Have you been breathing out of your eyelids? Did you switch your socks during the last inning? Did you switch your socks? Because your left sock should be on your right foot and your right. Well, that's Bull Durham. Thanks, guys. Yeah. So there's a mind game thing that's got to happen there, where you got to kind of go, all right, let's change this up. I was on with Bill Blank the other day doing Billy and Willis, and Bill Blank has this horrible take. That
Tell us how you really feel.
That Bull Durham and Major League are essentially the same movie. That they have these very similar storylines. Washed up catcher falls in love with the local starlet. There's a religious aspect in Bull Durham. They've got the guy wants to sacrifice the chickens.
The Church of Baseball, right? In Bull Durham?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think every movie has a similar theme. There's a hero, there's a guide, there's a villain. I mean, that's all good movie scripts. But I never thought Bull Durham and Major League were the same.
It was that baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
And a love story that puts him into a lot of categories. No, for far as superstitions, Trav, it was never really a big thing to me.
And I think you brought it up more, and that's why they have sports psychologists. It is a mind thing. Once you believe you do something, and I fall into this because I mentioned if I get out of my routine, subconsciously I've messed with my mind. So it's not really the superstition. It's just you've got to clear your mind in some way.
Yeah, clear the mechanism. Another Kevin Costner.
I don't know if I could ever clear my mechanism. Too much going on in my head. Way too much going on in my head. It's funny how things can change in a matter of a week. You know, we were talking about the Cubs winning streak a week ago. Today, we're talking about a 3-game losing streak for the Cubs. They lost 2 in a row at Texas. They go to Atlanta yesterday. They lose again, this time to the Braves, still holding on to a 2.5-game lead in the National League Central. But you have Milwaukee now and St. Louis at the Cubs' heels at 2.5 games back. And going back to Nostradamus, you are so correct how things can change.
Especially when, man, the top to bottom of that division is 5 games right now. The Brewers went from being near the bottom of that division to now being in second place in a week.
And the Phillies went from the top all the way to the bottom.
So, yeah, just give it time. Oh, the Phillies, you mean the...
or the Reds, sorry, the Reds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, especially when things are this tight. Enjoy it while it's happening, but there was no reason last week to be like, oh, my God, Cubs might win the World Series. Cubs might win the Central. And they're in a good position to do that when you lose a couple games and you're still holding on to a few game lead in the Central. But man, it's so early. It's so early. Enjoy it while you've got it. Try to fix it when you don't. Shower in your uniform if you have to.
When do you, because you have followed baseball a lot closer than I have over the years, there will be some teams that are eliminated at the All-Star break. I fully understand that. When do you say, okay, the rubber hits the road? Now, is it August? Is it August?
When you start really paying attention to the standings, you mean?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, Travis, it's never too early to keep an eye on it. If you're a Mets fan, you're watching your team at 12 and a half back, and you're like, oh, crap. That's a big hole to dig out of. So you always kind of keep an eye on it, but I feel like it's August when you can really start to calculate some stuff. Go, okay, we're 4 games back right now. Now making up those 4 games seems a lot harder in August and September than it is in April and May. So you just got to hope that you don't fall, 12 and a half games back here in the middle of May. And if you don't do that, then you're in good shape. That entire NL Central right now is going to be throw a blanket over it for a while. I'd say
possible
August is when you start
I guess it's possible. What is the likelihood that every team in the Central finishes with an above 500 record?
0.
0?
Yeah. 0 chance that all 5 of those teams end up with an above 500 record. Right now, the Reds are 2 games above 500. The law of averages. That's the way numbers are gonna work.
Cubs have 2 more at Atlanta, then come back home to play, or they're not home. They'll be on the south side to play the White Sox. So we'll keep an eye on the Cubs as they continue to
Not bad if the
up
White
and down.
Sox. But you know what, dude? The White Sox are in second place right now.
They won last night, I believe.
They've won 3 in a row. Look at that. Look at the Southsiders. They're a game under 500, and they're still in second place in the AL Central. 20-21, a game and a half back of the Guardians.
So that means Cleveland's right around 500 then, right? A game above 500?
Cleveland's 23-21. Yeah. But nothing like the Oakland, all right, not the Oakland A's. It's just the Athletics.
The Athletics. Just the Athletics. They play in Sacramento, but they're not called the Sacramento A's. They are just the Athletics.
One game above 500, the Athletics. 21-20 in first place.
Wow.
So will all the teams in the AL West end below 500? No.
Might be around that mark, but...
Dude, talk about it. Who would you, if I made you go watch an AL West team?
Give them to me again.
A's, Mariners, Rangers, Astros, Angels. Did you go watch the Mariners just because of Cal Raleigh?
Either that or my brother lived in Houston, so one of the first Major League games I ever went to were the Houston Astros with Jose Cruz and that bunch in the Astrodome. Yeah. So, and they, had the multicolored uniform, still one of the best uniforms in they were trendy before the new uniform kick.
You saw the J.R. Richard, Mike Scott, Houston Astros.
J.R. Richard might have been dead by the time
he already.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Did Phil Garner play for the Astros? I think Phil Garner was
right. That makes sense. Kevin Bass.
I think this was before the Kevin Bass years.
Kevin McReynolds played third base for him for a period of time.
I remember we went to the Astros Padres. Steve Garvey was playing for the Padres at the time, and it went extra innings, and we left. And as soon as we got to the parking lot, they hit a home run to win the game. You're like, that's what happens. One of your first major league games, you're in the Astrodome. We're going to stay. We're going to stay. We're like, let's get out of here. You know, I'm a 12, 13-year-old kid. My dad didn't want to stay any longer.
The old Padres with Steve Garvey, Gary Templeton.
What was your first major league game?
It was a Cubs game. I don't remember who the I think a Cubs-Mets game. I was a little kid. Dad took me to Wrigley.
Scott says this: if you had to pick one American League West team, it would be the Angels. The resurgence of Mike Trout this year.
He's been playing decent. That's just it. I mean, that whole division: Angels, Astros, Rangers, Mariners, A's. A's are in first place at 21-20.
I would probably go to who has the coolest stadium, and it's not going to be the A's because they're at a minor league park in Sacramento. Seattle's got a cool stadium, but the city's a shithole. Houston has a nice stadium. Texas has I went to a game at the ballpark at Arlington, but they don't play there anymore.
Yeah. None of it jumps out at me. That all started because I was just intrigued. The Cubs play the White Sox. I wondered, hey, how bad the White Sox? They were like historically bad a few years ago. How bad are they? They're in second place. White Sox are playing good baseball. Oh, wait, the entire American League sucks.
It really does, doesn't it? With the exception of Tampa Bay and New York.
I mean, yeah, they're both decent. They're the two teams that are well above 500 right now. That's it.
Just give the World Series to the Dodgers. Make it 3 in a row.
Showering with your uniform on. It just seems uncomfortable.
Oh, my God. I'm with you on that. Hey, talk about a heavy weight. I mean, you soak down a uniform and you're just like.
Then don't you have to shower again when you get it off? Genuine question. Wouldn't you feel, once you took the wet uniform off, like, okay, I got to shower again now?
Can you imagine the clubhouse manager? Like, because it's not like Cal Raleigh's walking over to the laundry thing and throwing, probably goes to his locker, puts it in, and the clubhouse manager walks over there and goes, really? I got to pick this. It's bad enough I got to pick up your jock strap or your compression shorts, but now I got to pick up this just wet rag of a uniform? And the answer would be yes. You would have to shower again because you're sweating underneath.
Yeah, one of my players told me to get off the mojo. I had to clean off the mojo.
So do you use soap on said uniform? It's already. You don't have to throw it in the laundry. It's I use
already laundered it. Just dryer.
Prel.
That just needs the dryer. I gave it the old dial treatment.
The Dial body soap. I lathered that thing up.
Use the
I
bar
washed
soap.
it off.
Use the bar soap on the shoulders real good.
Man, when's the last time you used a bar of soap?
Oh, not long ago. I keep
bars
really?
of soap.
Yeah. I keep bars of soap around.
Yeah, I just used the body wash. We don't keep the bars of soap around anymore. I don't know why. Don't know why.
It's kind of like having the instant coffee. It's like it's there if you need it.
The Sanka? The Sanka instant coffee? Never been an instant coffee guy.
Me neither.
You said Courtney puts it in her drink?
Yeah, I got her this stuff that's like a vanilla caramel latte creamer.
Okay.
And I was noticing the other day, I was like looking at the pack and it says that it doesn't need coffee. I'm like, what? It's coffee creamer. No. It's instant coffee. So yeah, you're just supposed to take hot water and put boiling water in it and stir it around. And it gives you coffee with creamer in it.
So it's like crystals, like coffee crystals?
Literally, it's like Maxwell House.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
instant coffee style beverage mix. I thought it was just a creamer.
You can freeze dry anything. Maxwell House. It's what the astronauts use on their way to the moon.
Is that what they told you?
Kind of like, no, they didn't tell me that. I was thinking it's just a freeze-dried, prepackaged coffee.
That sounds like a commercial that they did. That sounds like a commercial. It's what the astronauts drank on the way to the moon. Tang.
Tang.
Was that why you loved Tang? I loved Tang when I was a kid. And it always was like, it's because it's what the astronauts drink.
The only reason I ever had Tang is because my grandma always had Tang in the refrigerator when we went to visit her in Manning. It was like, I thought it was like, for the longest time, I thought it was like real orange juice.
You just thought it was the thing that people mixed with the champagne on the private planes. Well, no, it turns out it's an actual beverage as well.
Are you saying I had mimosas on private planes? I'm never going to live that one down.
That one, dude, you blew my mind yesterday. Several times I kind of stopped throughout my day, and I was like, I totally got to readdress who I thought Travis was. Totally have to readdress the human being that I thought I've been dealing with for the last 15 years of my life. He's a completely different guy.
I'm the same Travis that you've always known.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Travis that I knew, he grew up blue collar. He grew up tough.
I did.
Travis,
I worked on
I learned
trucks,
about yesterday.
hung meat hooks.
Flew in private jets to football camps.
Not jets. It was a propeller plane.
Oh my gosh, the audacity. The audacity of him to fly you in a propeller plane? He didn't even love you.
I see Coach Hersom is commenting this morning on the YouTube chat. I didn't know if Coach, we hear from Coach if he's working the PGA Championship this week.
Oh, that's right.
You know, he usually does the cruise at the majors. I didn't know if he was at the PGA Championship this week or not.
I did find out we have a listener that's going to be at a World Cup game as well.
Really?
And so I reached out to Mitch and said, hey, do you want to be our correspondent when you're down there? We'd have somebody at a World Cup game. That'd be kind of cool.
Is he going to the Kansas City one?
I think so, Trav. I don't know. He sent us like his media thing the other day. He was all excited about getting. So I don't know where he's headed.
Be the most. Is he from Des Moines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would assume Kansas City since that's the closest one. But Irish says, Travis, did your dad also charter flight trips for your brothers, or was it just the youngest kid? It's funny. Ross and I had this conversation yesterday. We had this exact conversation yesterday. And that I was lucky that my brothers were gone as I went into 7th grade, and I would say the situation got better for the family when they were all gone. And so I benefited from a lot of the improved situation. Maybe another reason my brothers don't care for me that much. It happens. It happens. Nick Nurse got some good news yesterday. Of course, the Carroll, Iowa native, now the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Ross, I was really thinking Nick might get fired after the getting swept by the Knicks in the playoffs. In 3 years as the 76ers head coach, Nick is 116 and 130. Last year was just a brutal season. They actually fired Daryl Morey. So they decided to keep Nick Nurse. But I would say year 4 is going to be huge for Nick because you're bringing in a new guy who's going to run the basketball operations and bring in players. It is a you better win or you're going to be out of a job.
The writing's on the wall.
I'm kind of in
an NBA job, when this happens, Nick Nurse is probably not the head coach of the 76ers a year from today. They'll let him start the season, maybe make a change during the offseason here.
Well, they said yesterday he's going to coach. So I tend to believe that because when ownership says that, But then it's going to be like you're on a pretty short leash.
Exactly right. That's my point. He might be coaching at the beginning of the season because they said he's going to, which doesn't mean anything. But you've got it. It's going to be a really, really short leash. It could be one of those situations where you get a couple of weeks into the season next year, and Nick Nurse is looking for a job. He's had a great career.
Got an NBA championship.
Hasn't been a wonderful last couple of years in Philadelphia, that's for sure.
It's not like they haven't had the talent. They just haven't had the talent that's been able to play together and stay injury-free. And Joel Embiid is the most inconsistent, talented player maybe in the NBA. I mean, Nick's been on this show, and, when he comes back and if he does his concert in Carroll again, maybe we'll get him on. But, one thing about it, though, is he's won an NBA title, which means you have cred and you'll coach again. Right? It's not like you're going to be a one-and-doneer.
Yeah, and good coach, great coach, has the pedigree, has the resume, has got the ring. You nailed it with Philadelphia, man. Philadelphia one day we'll have like one of those documentaries, kind of like we had with Seattle, and like people have talked about with OKC, to go back and look at the talent that Oklahoma City had for a while, or the talent that Sacramento had for a period of time. Man, Philly was on a generational run and got nothing out of it. Got nothing out of a group of dudes. That Markelle Fultz. There's a group of dudes there that were like, oh, they're going to be amazing. Dude, they got Ben Simmons. Oh, my gosh.
Talk about a player that never panned out.
Several of those guys never panned out. And I don't know if it's Philly. I don't know if it was that locker room, if it was the chemistry with it.
Remember they brought in James Harden, and then
that was a flop.
Major flop.
Man, it's a tough one. They've definitely had talent. It's chemistry. It's all those other things that you can't predict.
Folks, if you're looking to buy a new home, you're going to need a loan for that home, and that's where you call Gary Presnell, a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing homes the past 25 years. He's got a variety of loans for you, from everything you need: VA, FHA, IFA, first-time buyer loans, and conventional and new construction loans if you want to build that new home. All approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank, and Gary can get you pre-approved for the loan in 30 minutes, and it can happen after hours during the week or even on the weekends. He's been the state of Iowa's top producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. Bill Fennelly's scheduled to join us at 7:30. We got an hour in the books, got an hour to go. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you my dream job is no job, you know. A front row tickets to every show, you know. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, you know.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, you know. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and this month for May, we have some exciting offers going on. Right now, you can get an all-new 2026 QX60 Autograph with a rate as low as 0% out to 60 months, or up to $6,000 in retail cash. And if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, you can get still 0% out to 60 months on an all-new 2026 QX80, or $10,000 in retail cash. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at willisinfinity.com or stop by our showroom.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Infinity. Save up to $10,000 on the 2026 QX80 and up to $6,000 on the QX60. Plus, take advantage of more manager specials before the end of the month. Get excited for the all-new 2027 Infinity QX65. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and give this video a like. You can call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. I'm Travis Justice. He's the man in black. You look like Johnny Cash today, Ross Petersen. You a Johnny Cash fan? Did you grow up a Johnny Cash fan?
Not really. Not huge. I like him. I have nothing against Johnny Cash, but I was never like, he was never one of my favorite, you know what I mean?
Get it.
Yeah. No pedestals.
No pedestals. I tell you what, nobody's putting anybody on the pedestal in the SEC. This is an incestuous conference. I mean, these guys, it started this week with Lane Kiffin talking about Ole Miss and the racial divide and, you know, can't go to my grandparents when you're recruiting and tell them I'm going to go to Oxford based on its history. Then yesterday, Ross, I'm just trying to imagine this happening in the Big Ten or the Big 12 because there seems to be a decorum in both of those leagues that is built on respect. And if you have internal laundry, you don't air the internal laundry. So then you have Lane Kiffin who takes a shot there. Then Steve Sarkisian is doing an interview, and he's the Texas head coach, about, you know, tampering in today's world. And he goes off on the wonderful academics that the University of Texas had to offer. You know, if you're going to transfer into Texas, we only take 50% of your credit. So if you only got a semester left, you got to go backwards to get a degree from the University of Texas. It's not like at Ole Miss where you can take basket weaving and get an Ole Miss degree.
Is that what he said? Did
he said
pull
that.
out the basket weaving?
He pulled out and then John Summerall, who's the head coach at Florida, who's a former assistant at Ole Miss, comes back and says, hey, guys, I'm happy to be the head coach of a top 10 public university that offers advanced basket weaving. It is just, this league eats its own. And maybe we've always known that about how dirty the SEC is, how slimy the SEC is. But now that it's out, I mean, if you got a problem with somebody tampering, call them out for tampering. You don't have to take shots at the school itself. If you have a problem with a school, air what your actual grievance is. It is amazing to me. So I'm talking to Abigail and Will last night. I go, how are they feeling about Lane Kiffin in Oxford? And they laugh. They go, isn't it funny that he doesn't want to talk about the origin of the name LSU Tigers? I go, you mean after a big cat? He goes, and Will goes, oh no, in his southern accent. He goes, look up the origin of LSU Tigers. The Tigers were a Civil War battalion that were a bunch of beasts that were almost, remember the movie, what Mel Gibson was in the Revolutionary, I forget, The Patriot?
Oh,
They were fighters like that. It wasn't a tiger they were named after. It was a Civil War battalion. He goes, they don't want to talk about that. It's just, I mean, could you imagine Kirk Ferentz going after Ryan Day for something and calling out Ohio State?
Several things. This is a glass houses throwing stones conversation.
It is.
Any of you assholes want to stand up and start talking about academics? Any of you assholes want to stand up and start talking about how this is about getting kids a degree?
That's what Steve Scarcesian was doing. He was saying, if you want a Texas degree.
Yeah. Yeah, shut up. That ain't what this is about, and you know it. I'd be real careful. What's the Ole Miss? What's their? Aren't they the Rebels?
They are.
I'd be
they're
real
the Rebels.
careful. I'd be real careful with that mascots conversation.
But they don't. Colonel Reb is no longer the mascot. They're still called the Rebels, but now they have a shark.
You said let's go back to the origins. That's what you.
No, you're right.
Said, let's go back to the origins. I'm just saying.
But they didn't throw the first stone. They didn't throw the first stone.
The entire group. Shut up. It's not about academics. It's about football. You're mad, and you're only mad. Ole Miss is only mad because their football coach left. We weren't having any of these conversations. They loved Lane Kiffin when Lane Kiffin was flying their flag. Loved him. The minute you set down that flag and pick up somebody else's flag, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you know about his wife? Did you know about his kids?
I don't think Ole Miss has done that. I think it's Lane Kiffin who came out and threw the first shot.
It's all of them. I don't know why you are seeing this through your daughter's eyes.
No, I'm correcting what you said because it was Lane Kiffin. I mean, this was nothing until Lane Kiffin said it. It wasn't a national story until Lane Kiffin came out.
First of all, it's not a national story. It's not. I mean,
oh really? Why do you say that? I mean, it's the headline involves every major college football website and major website.
I've not seen it all. You're the person that's brought this up to me and brought this to my world.
It was the front page of ESPN.com, front page yesterday when he said it. It was front page of all those. It's off the fold today, but it was yesterday. So that classifies a national story to me.
All right. It seems to me like a lot of much ado about nothing. What are we? So Lane Kiffin says that Ole Miss is racist.
Well, and then Steve
Sarkisian comes out and says, "Hey, we're better with academics." But then Florida jumps in and says, "Well, hold on, we do the basket weaving thing."
My whole thing is just how weird it is for coaches in the same league. Usually leagues want to stay together. I think if you look at the Big 12 or the Big 10, I'm sure there's coaches that don't get along. I'm sure there's some but they don't air that laundry in public, is all I'm trying to say. Is you look at the SEC, it's just weird how they do this.
Is it Lane Kiffin?
because he's got the balls to do it. They're like, well, if he's going to do it, I'm going to get in there.
It's just different cat, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't want to play the game.
Maybe that is
I couldn't see Kirk Ferentz doing this. Like you said,
No.
did you see Kirk Ferentz doing this about Ryan Day? No.
No.
Or talking about another team? No.
And that's all I'm trying to get at is the SEC is weird.
It's a little bit like, who was the Nebraska AD who took the shot at Iowa?
That would have been Sean Eichhorst. You have to
Kind
consider
of.
where Iowa is.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. That's a very good example.
Where you're first for no reason invoking one of your rivals.
Yeah.
Just throw them
It's
under the
like,
bus.
Why'd you say that?
Explain to me the basket weave. What's the Florida coach doing? Jumping in on the fray.
I think he was saying, I think he sees it like you, meaning let's not get into the academic talk when it comes to basket weaving because we offer advanced basket weaving. Let's just, I actually think he sees it like you. Let's not get into an academics conversation because this is about football.
Right.
Yeah. I actually think he was trying to pick on Steve Sarkisian. Like, do you really want to go down this road? Do you really want to compare degrees?
I think
That's
to
the way I
answer
look
your
at it.
first question too, Trav, I think that the SEC has kind of always been this way. It's just that there was a quiet tension and a quiet hate there. I think that the SEC has always been chippy,
arrogant,
behind closed doors. Yeah, different. And maybe Lane Kiffin's just he's seen behind the curtain in a few of them, and now he gets to talk about it. Not a Lane Kiffin fan.
Greg Sankey gets everybody together and go, can we just stop this?
I don't think so. I don't think the conference commissioners have that much clout.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they answer a conference commissioner answers to the presidents and chancellors of state universities, and those guys are proud, and they're going to be like, hey, you answer to us, we don't answer to you.
Hasn't even coached a game at the school he's at. And doesn't Lane Kiffin have the most clout in that entire conference?
Trying to think. You're probably right.
Hasn't even coached a game at the school he's at. And he probably has enough. He's got enough weight to do that.
It would have been Saban, right? I mean, when Saban was there, he had the most clout. But right now, you're 100%. And he has that clout because he was at an SEC institution before he went to LSU. But you're not wrong. It's not Kalen DeBoer.
No. It's a guy who hasn't coached at the university he's at.
It'd be interesting to see what the SEC does now because of college football playoff expansion talk. We are expected to hear today from Jim Phillips, the commissioner of the ACC, that they are going to support a 24-team playoff. And this is kind of a shift. The Big 12 is now behind a 24-team playoff. The ACC is behind a 24-team playoff. The Big 10 originated the 24-team playoff. The SEC is stuck on 16. And Greg Sankey reiterated that the other day by saying, I'm going off data analytics money to where 16 makes the most sense. Now you have three other leagues saying, well, we're behind the 24. Will the SEC cave? Before it seemed kind of divided. Now everybody's kind of flocking towards that 24 because I believe the Big 12 and the ACC are going, you got to go 24 or we're not going to get as many teams in.
Getting cut out.
You're going to get cut out.
So SEC is the only one now that wants to stay with the current system?
Of the Big Four, yes. And remember, the power players here are the Big 10 and the SEC. The Big Ten and the ACC have somewhat, but until the Big Ten and the SEC agree, there will be no
Nothing's
expansion.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
How much weight do the Big 12 and ACC have? Does them changing their mind, does it move the ball at all to a 2014 playoff?
I think it does, but this is going to be an old-fashioned power play. Who's going to flinch?
With the 2014 playoff, you got to have the round of 24. That gives your top 8 seeds a bye. Then you've got a round of 16, then a round of 8, then a round of 4, and then your championship game. That's 5 weeks after the regular season is done. If you play every week, you get to have a championship game 5 weeks after the regular season is over. Add in a week for the Army-Navy game. Add in a week for conference championship games. Add in a week between the semifinal and the final. Probably add in another week in there because, how do you end this thing in January?
The goal with the 24, and this is where Dabo Sweeney said, I'm for 24. We got to figure out how to make it work by eliminating the conference championship games because you have to replace that money, right? There's a lot of revenue wrapped up into the conference championship games. How do you replace that money for the league altogether? Well, if you go to 24, your next television package is going to be pretty attractive.
Yeah. For the playoffs.
For the playoffs.
And the ACC and the Big 12 just have to hope with the 2014 playoff, both of our teams are in there, which they would be right now.
I'm actually for 24, and people think I'm crazy. And a lot of people are like, 16, there's not that many. And you're right. Guess what? Nobody asked for 76 teams in the NCAA basketball tournament, but we got it. Okay? And we were at 4 teams in the college football playoff. We wanted expansion. We got 12. Enough. We got to 12, and people still are, that's not enough. So I just ran the numbers this morning. The FCS, which would be Northern Iowa, they have 24 teams. Okay. Division II has a 32-team playoff.
Okay.
Division III has a 40-team playoff. NAIA has a 20-team playoff. So when you look at those, and do you think all 24 teams in FCS are really that good?
Deserve to be there? Can play with North Dakota State?
Nothing against Drake, but Drake gets in because it went. No matter who wins the Pioneer Football League, most likely he's going to get beat in the first round because you're playing against odds. You don't have any scholarship kids. You don't have the budget that they do.
Same thing applies, Travis, with the 25th team in FBS. The 25th best team in Division I is a 40-point underdog to the top team in the country. Yeah. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not much. So now we get to argue about the 25th best team. I saw somebody put that. Okay, great. Now we get to argue about who the 25th best team is in college football.
You can do that, but all you're arguing for is who should be that 24. And I don't think there's much room for expansion after 24. I think the FCS has found it perfect at 24. It used to be 16, I think.
If I told you, you could either have a 74-team basketball tournament or a 24-team football.
24-team football
Me too.
In a second.
Me too.
And you cut it short by 2. It's 76 teams.
That's true.
You cut it wasn't like the field of 68 was messed up. I was pretty happy. Now, sometimes if your team was on the bubble, you in your mind would make the argument, hey, we should be in. We should be that 11th or 12th seed. But if you ask me what as a sports fan, do I want 24 teams in the college football playoff or 76 in a basketball? I'm taking 24 in a football playoff any day of the week.
We're going to have teams with losing records playing in the college basketball postseason. And I think somebody pointed this out. We'll have a 4-loss team in the college football playoff. I mean, if Alabama starts the season as the preseason number 1 and they lose to LSU and Georgia,
which would be top 10 teams.
Yeah, and they lose a non-con game to Notre Dame. And then they lose a 4th game to a, up-and-coming Vanderbilt. The argument's there of like, well, I mean, God, it's still Alabama. I know they only lost 4 times, but they can still win it all.
Think about this. I believe if there was a 24-team playoff this last year, Iowa would have made the college football playoff.
Right.
And you sell that to me, I'm like, hell yeah, put them in. Because we saw how they played against Indiana. We saw how they played against Washington. We knew they could compete at a pretty high level. So I don't have a problem with a 4-loss team getting in if you've played elite teams and they were close games. But yeah,
you lost. You still lost. I don't care how close they were. You lost.
You still have, true, but you have middle of the road Big 10, Big 12 teams get at-large bids to the NCAA basketball tournament.
Which they shouldn't. I'm with you. I would, if you told me I could either have this expanded football playoff or expanded basketball, give me expanded football. The thing that it makes me I do think the length of the season is something that should be considered, and trying to figure out how to have these national championship games in the month of January, or even as Lane Kiffin has said, or some of those guys, I think Kirby Smart was the one who said, we should have the national championship on January 1. Gotta start going the other direction with that, because now 5 weeks after the regular season ends. But I think you're right, Trav. You can sign these teams, you can sign these conferences up by convincing them you can get rid of the conference championship games. We don't need those anymore. Some of you will need it, right? Mountain West might as well still have a conference championship game.
It won't happen, but I'm going to ask you this. Because we're talking about expansion, but is the college football playoff better at 4? And is the NCAA basketball tournament better pre-1985 at 32?
Oh, man, no.
Okay.
I like the 64 teams. But
I just wanted to ask that.
But I want it in my narrow window of what I think is right, Travis. I want it in my narrow thought of what I think is where I'm comfortable. Damn it, it should be 64 teams in basketball. It's a 68 bullshit. Football, I don't know. Football, I'm kind of up in the air on it. If you said, what should football be? 4 wasn't enough. Maybe it's 8. The biggest problem is the money. It's always been. Somebody said that in the comments earlier. Like, man, you keep going back and talking about D2 and D3 and NAIA. There's one. Yeah, it's all football and it's all.
I just wanted to
athletes.
give those examples, though.
No. It's a perfect, because Travis, you would think, well, there's examples out there. We can look and see how do other colleges do this thing at this time of year and decide a champion. Because there's 5 other divisions that have figured it out and do it. Why can't we just take one of those models? Because there's a lot more money.
Yeah, because you're not dealing with any money. There's like zero money in everything else we're talking about. Might be a little bit of money in the FCS when it comes to a television contract, but not much money there. All the money is concentrated in one area.
No, that's why it's hard to look at it and go, all right, how do we reinvent the wheel? Well, the wheel, we got this D2, this D3, this NAI. We got all these different models we can look at. No. They don't have the billions attached to it that we've got to figure out how to divide up and not fairly. We're not looking at we're not trying to figure out how to divide the money fairly. We're trying to figure out how to divide it so that we win.
Donnie says, hit the wrong one. Hey, I can't wait till the fans get paid.
Yeah, right. Everybody else is, Donnie. Everybody else is getting paid. How come we can't as fans? Oh, because we pay the whole system. We fund the entire thing. What about the buyouts? What about the contracts? What about the years? We fund it all. What about the stadiums? What about the salaries? We fund it all. What about the NIL? What about the travel? We fund it all.
You might get a $1 coupon off a hot dog next time you go to a stadium. They'll pay you. Or $1 beer night. You can do $1 beer night.
You want dollars back? How about instead of $20 to park, they charge you $18 to park? Does that feel like $2 back in your pocket?
Don't forget the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo coming up on Friday. And also, the Iowa Lottery wants to send you to the Principal Charity Classic. Turn your non-winning Lucky Clover crossword tickets into a shot at something big. A VIP weekend at the Principal Charity Classic. Talking skyboxes, 1922 club access, and even a chance to meet a PGA Tour Champions Pro, and so much more. Grab your non-winning Lucky Clover crossword scratch tickets now and enter them before 9 a.m. on May 19th for your chance to win this exclusive VIP golf package. Bill Fennelly joining us next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. Front row tickets to every show millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and this month we have some exciting new offers. You can get an all-new Mini Countryman for as low rates as 0.9% out to 48 months. On top of that, you can lease an all-new Countryman for as low as $369 a month for 39 months. And on top of that, you can lease an all-new Mini JCW Countryman for as low as $499 a month for 39 months. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit your favorite Mini motoring advisor or us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, it's Josh Romick at Willis Lexus, and I want to tell you about our Lexus Spring Sales event we have going on, where you can take advantage of $150 off 4 tires or $75 off a set of 2 tires. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private, tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. You know, Ross, over the last couple of months, the Iowa State women's basketball team has been going through a lot. I didn't want to abuse my phone privileges. I wanted to call and text Bill Fennelly several times, but I respect the phone privilege, and I reached out earlier this week and said, will you join us? Coach, thank you for taking the time. It's you've had an interesting couple of months, to say the least.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah, appreciate that. No, appreciate you guys having me on. Always fun. Always fun. You guys do a great job. I always do enjoy our time together.
Travis had to wait till your Cardinals were out of last place. That was what he was waiting for. He was.
Yeah, unfortunately, for the first time that I can remember, the Central Division is actually pretty good. So
yeah.
I think every team in the division is over 500. And I think we talked about this one of the last times we were on. The Cardinals are playing the Athletics, not the Sacramento Athletics. Las Vegas. It just said, I watched the game last night. It just says Athletics. There's no. They're playing in West Sacramento at a AAA park. It was 14,000 people. So it was interesting.
Nothing says Major League Baseball like 14,000 people. Right. Coach, in all seriousness, what has the last 2 months been like for you? Is this the most stressful time of your coaching career?
Yeah, I would say yes. For a lot of reasons. Obviously, what happened in the portal and you're going through all that and you're trying to figure things out. And the one thing there's a lot of things you learn. I mean, you continue to learn, and, my birthday's tomorrow. And even though I'm going to be really old, you're still learning. And the one thing that I have learned over probably the last 2.5 years, and certainly this spring, is this job, this industry is completely a 1-year deal now. You can't plan for anything long-term. You have to live in the moment, year to year, and then you just adjust as you go. All the players are free agents. A lot of the coaches are free agents. When you really think about it, the whim of administrations and fan bases and all that stuff. So you just kind of figure that out. And, I think for me, I'm at a point in my career where I can deal with a lot of stuff. I don't really I've seen a lot and done a lot, but you worry about your family, you worry about your staff, you worry about a lot of things, because some of the stuff that goes wrong, it's my responsibility. It's no one else's, it's mine. But there are people that you care about that get caught in the crossfire. And that to me, guys, is the thing that was probably the hardest for me this spring, was that, people that I care about and have done a lot for me, kind of got caught and had to read and hear things that weren't real positive.
Yeah. Let's go back when we talked to you last. It was right before the NCAA tournament. You kind of alluded to the fact that, man, I'm spending as much time on the phone with agents as I am with focusing on this basketball game. Right. Did you have an idea at that time, Coach, of what those next couple of weeks were going to be like? Can you kind of walk us through the timing of all of this portal news? It seemed to me like you kind of had it on the horizon that a lot of change was coming your way very quickly.
Yeah, we were not surprised. Maybe a couple. I thought, well, I wasn't, but the ones that are the highest profile, we pretty much knew it was coming. By the discussions that we'd had, like you said, with agents and other things. And so you kind of had a sense of it. And the odd part, you're trying to navigate through the end of the season. And there's so much stuff going on that is non-basketball related for everyone. That was part of it. So, yeah, we were not shocked. It was not a surprise. It was, the trying to have a plan for what was next was a big part of it too. But, when it actually happens and, then you got to deal with all that stuff. So long answer to a simple question. No, I was not, based on the conversations I'd been having, I was not surprised.
Coach, at any point, did you consider, I've been doing this 30 years here at Iowa State, I'm going to hang it up, I'm going to retire, I just don't want to deal with this crap anymore?
Not one time. I'm not wired that way. I was not raised that way. You get beat down a little bit. Yeah, that would have been the easy way. A lot of people would have liked that probably if I would have done that. But no, I love my job. I love doing what I'm doing. I love coaching. I love Iowa State. Obviously, there's things that change, but I have an obligation to a lot of people. And like I said, though, Trav, I have really decided, and this probably started about 2 years ago, that you kind of do this year to year. You sit back and you're like, all right, you evaluate. I thought Steve Kerr made a great comment when he said your coaching job has an expiration date. I thought that was an interesting comment. Now he came back, for 2 more years, but no, I never really considered that as an option.
I assumed you had too, Coach. I really did.
No.
We've talked a lot about on the show about what our sales pitch to Audi Crooks would have been. It seemed like she walked away from quite a legacy here and something that would have been really special. It was a shock to me to even think that she was considering leaving. And then when she actually did leave, what was that like when you first got those phone calls or first indications that she was going to walk away from something that seems very special to me?
Well, like I said earlier, it was not a surprise.
Okay.
We knew that there was a great chance that it would happen. And yeah, we did have those discussions with her, to be frank, about the Hall of Fame and jersey hanging in the rafters and all those kinds of things. But sometimes those things just aren't as important as other things. And obviously she felt there were other things in her life that she needed to do, wanted to do. Obviously, we'd be naive to sit here and not say that there was a financial part of this decision too. That's the world we live in. And, Audi's going to make more money than my whole roster. So, I mean, it's, you can't fault a kid for that. It's an opportunity in front of her to do something. And that's the decision she made. And like I said, when it all happened, I have great respect for all of the players, and I appreciate what they did for Iowa State. I appreciate what they did for me. I appreciate what they did for the fans. And I hope they have an appreciation what the fans and my staff did for them. The development of our players has always been important to us. I still think it is. And I think we must have been doing something right, because there's a lot of money went out the door to pay those guys at new places. So we did something right anyway.
So, Coach, you signed 9 new players. You have to bring in a couple new assistant coaches. Does this almost reinvigorate you in a way?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit. I wish I could find a different word for me, but Jody and LaToya. Jody retired. We knew that was coming probably. LaToya took another job based on all of her family's in Texas, and one of my former managers got the head job at Texas State, and it's a great fit for her family, for LaToya to do that. So from a staffing standpoint, we felt good about what we have coming in. We lost 2 phenomenal people. But from a player standpoint, guys, for me, it kind of goes, I guess, reinvigorate or kind of go back to not the beginning, but we have people that really, really want to be here. And I think, ironically, that's kind of what we've always wanted, but that's not the world we live in anymore. We built our program over the years, and it's always been kind of a we over me mentality. Those days are gone. We just all have to admit that. It's fine. It is what it is. But now you have new people, new energy, people that are excited to play here, excited to play at Hilton. Maybe have a little, chip on their shoulder that they want to prove something at a higher level or a different level. So it's been a busy spring, but I really like I like where we landed, and we'll see what happens.
So when it comes to NIL, how does it work with you? Are you given a certain amount of money and you can disperse that as you want, or do you have to go to Jamie and say, hey, here's what I'm paying somebody? How does it work at Iowa State? And let's say, man, I need $5,000, $10,000 more dollars. Do you have to go ask for more? Do you have to go raise more? Or how does it all work at Iowa State?
Yeah, well, at Iowa State in most schools, but for us, we get a revenue share number. And that number is given to us by the athletic department. And that amount of money is basically, you're just paying the players.
It's a salary cap for you.
Yes. Right. Yeah, we get a certain amount of money. Most schools, the number is $20.5 million for the department. So, and that number is going up. I think it's 4% every year. I don't know exactly, but last year it was $20.5 million. Jamie Pollard decides football gets this, men's basketball gets this, women's basketball gets this, wrestling, however each school wants to do it. You have that number. The number that has created all the angst is the NIL number, which is not revenue share. There's two separate things. And that's where the extra stuff comes. And it's like, I don't know if you saw, someone sent me a video of Sean Miller. He was on some podcast. Is that Field of 68?
Yep, that's Jeff Goodman's podcast. Yep.
Rob Dawson.
Yep.
And they asked him, how many men's basketball teams will have a roster of over $20 million? And he said 20 to 25 schools. And that is not revenue share, boys.
That's
above the cap.
Thank you, Mark Cuban. Thank you, Cody Campbell. Thank you, Phil Knight. Michigan just invested, I think it was $20 million from their university in an NIL, in a fund, and it came back. They made over like $2 billion as a university, and they have pledged $500 million of that to their NIL fund. So the revenue share numbers is all pretty clean. It's that other number that creates the
and that has to go through like the College Sports Commission and Deloitte and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, it's called NIL Go. So what would happen is, let's say the Rush wants to sponsor Ariana Jackson, and you're going to pay Ariana Jackson, pick a number. It goes to NIL Go. NIL Go then decides, is that a legitimate business expense? And how that all goes through. Then you have some schools, I won't name names, but some schools that have publicly just said, we're not doing it. Some major football programs are like, we're not going through NIL Go. We're just
going to pay him.
We're going to do it. We're going to get the boosters. We're going to get deals. We're going to get. So that's where you see the Kentucky men's basketball team or certain teams in our league on the women's side have the discrepancy in money is real, and it's not revenue share. It's the NIL part of the equation. Yes.
You're getting ready to go out on the tailgate tour. You're going to be taking questions from fans. You're always one of the most hospitable on that tour. Do you think you're going to get some tough ones from fans?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I should. It's okay. Fans are fans. And I've always said, you're a fan because it's your school. You're a fan because you spend your money. I mean,
yeah.
And I get that. I mean, believe me. And as long as there's some level of respect, I don't, that's my job, is to answer those questions. And, the hard part about it, guys, is sometimes you can't answer the question. You know what I mean? Like, people who know don't talk. People who talk don't know, usually.
Look at social media. I mean, social media is a client. I mean, the truth is, I had several fans who've loved you in the past turned on you so quick. I'm like, you act like you know.
Yeah.
But
What
Ross
happened?
and I always talk about, we get paid to sound off every day, right? But the truth is, we probably know 1 or 2% of what's actually going on. We're just forming an opinion on 1 or 2%.
This conversation's a great example. We've had to answer a lot of questions about Audi Crooks. Neither one of us have met her.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, it's like, it was funny this morning when I left the house. This is my, literally not, I haven't been avoiding anyone. It's just, you guys are the first ones to ask. And I told my wife, I go, we're going to get a lot of this next week. I said, and I mean this in all sincerity. Like I said, I'm going on with Travis and Ross. And the one thing about you guys, I've always, in my time with you, you're always fair. It's not easy, it's not supposed to be, but you're fair. And I'm good with that. People want to say things and turn on me. I get it. That's the world we live in. My hope is that the passion and whatever that was negative towards me is positive next season towards the players. I guess would be my way of hope.
That's the direction that the heart was headed there when they're mad at you.
Yeah. Also, I mean it. But again, I get it. It's part of the job. It's you have to take the good and the bad, and luckily there hasn't been that much bad. We feel good about the investment we've made in the university and the community over 31 plus years. So, but believe me, the hard part though for me, guys, is I don't see it because I'm not on social media at all. Like the two smartest things I've done, I got off of social media, and I'll be married 44 years to my best recruit ever. So it's hard because I don't see it, but I get these text messages, Coach, you okay? And
that's when you know things are bad.
I did do that. I did about a month ago. I go, Coach, you doing all right? And you responded back.
It's like, you're getting the living, what beat out of you? I'm like, I didn't see it. But people who you care about see it, and that sucks because they see it, they feel bad, they get caught up in it, and it's my fault. And it's that part of it, I don't like. It's you get all these text messages like somebody died or something. It's like, we're good. Yeah,
that's when you know things are bad, when you start getting the "you okay?" You're like,
oh, are you okay?
Oh no.
But the good part was, not the good part, but one of the best parts was the amount of support that I got from former players was amazing. And I will say this, I'm really lucky because a lot of universities do the easy thing. But like, we have a new president, President Cook, Jamie Pollard. Callie Sanders is my senior women's administrator. Unbelievably supportive, unbelievably positive in everything that we've been trying to do. So, next week it'll be a long week, but that's all right.
You'll be on the bus with some good people. I have been pretty outspoken about this, Coach, and don't take it the wrong way, but I think the expansion to 76 teams for the women's tournament is disastrous. I went through the scores of like the first 2 rounds, and if you look at even all the number 1 seeds, there's not that much parity. I get why they do it because of money, but I don't think 76 teams helps the women's tournament out. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Well, I'm going to politely disagree.
Okay.
The discrepancy, you're right. It's huge, and it's going to get bigger, which is hard to believe. because the big guys are going to get bigger and the littler guys are going to get smaller. My only thing, Trav, is I love the NCAA tournament. I think it's a great thing. It's a great experience for the players. It gives 8 more teams a chance, and there will be more, if you want to call them playing games, that are more even, which will give a couple more teams a chance to maybe be in a more competitive game. But you're right. After that, it's going to be bad. And that is not in our game. That's a bad one. And unfortunately, what happens is it's UConn, it's South Carolina, it's the big names, and those are the games that get the TV coverage in their 70-point games.
Yeah.
Where the discrepancy on the men's side, while the 116 thing is still big, it's not nearly as ridiculously big. So I see your point, but I do like the fact that give a few more teams a chance. Let that first, instead of a 116, they do a couple more of the lower rated leagues play each other. They have a competitive game. Then you have one more round of not so good games.
Ashley Jones is going to be into the coaching fray. She starts at a big school. You coached her, one of, if not the best ever play for you.
Right.
What kind of coach is she going to be?
She'll be good. She's not a real rah-rah. You don't look at it from that. I mean, I joked when she was here, she scored more points than words spoken in the 5 years that she was here. The one thing she has is instant credibility. When she says something, she's got street cred. Like, look, I did this. I was a pro. I was a great college player. She knows the game. She loves the game. Tireless worker. She'll be in the gym morning, noon, and night. The parents will know she's getting their daughter's getting coached by a good person, coached fundamentally right. I know she's excited about it. And, she, like you said, she's going into a big school district with a great history, with a lot of expectations at that level. But I know she's excited, and her little sister Bailey can really play. And I think Bailey's going to end up moving to Ankeny. So the portal hit Ankeny too.
It exists. Oh, man.
Watching WNBA, coach, as the season gets started?
Yeah, just watch a little Bridget Carlton. To be honest with you, I don't watch it probably as much as I should. But I do watch our guy, Bridget does. She was the first player picked in the expansion draft, is with Portland. Had 26 last night. Big win for them. She got a max deal, got 3 years, $1.4 million each year. Just a phenomenal story of someone who just did it, and was rewarded. So I'll watch her as much as possible, and I'll watch a little bit. I don't watch probably as much as I probably should, but I like to watch the kids from that have ties to Iowa, and Megan Gustafson. Ross plays with Bridget, obviously watch Caitlin. Any of the kids that have ties to the region, to our league, I'll try and pop in on. And the other thing is, you're always trying to watch a little bit, because now the kids that you want to recruit are always talking about being a pro. So are there things that translate to say, hey, we're doing this like the W does? But mainly our guys are guys that have affinity or tie to our state and our league.
That makes sense.
One more for you, Coach. You said it's your birthday tomorrow. You going to go golfing, taking the wife out for dinner. What are you doing?
It's portal season. No.
Man, I really hoped it would be something more fun than that.
No, nothing crazy. I have to show up at the Cycle and Sports Property golf outing, Grip and Grin. I haven't played golf, guys, in about 15 years. So for me, it's grandkids.
Good.
We have four grandkids, and we got 2 playing baseball, softball, dance. The dance thing.
Right.
I struggle with that one with little girls, and they're all dressed up, and I started thinking about military school, private school. But no, it's just nothing crazy. Then recruiting this weekend and tailgate tour next week.
Tailgate tour, right.
Starting on Monday.
And the summer's over. There it was. That was it, Coach. That was the summer for you. Hey, thanks so much for giving us time. We always appreciate
you guys
this,
are the best.
Coach.
Like I said, I meant what I said when I told my wife. I go, I know what's coming, but the thing I've always liked about you guys is you can be hard, but you're always fair, and you're not afraid to ask a question, and you do it in a professional, respectful way, and that's the way you do it.
Hopefully that prepped you a little bit for what the tailgate tour is going to be like, because I imagine you're going to.
No, I'll get. Hey, it always depends how many bush lights are on the table before you get. You know what questions are being asked, so you just get yourself ready. It's okay. I'm ready.
All right, Coach. Go enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday,
yes,
and we'll catch up this summer as the Cardinals get closer to first place.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's fun to at least be competitive.
It's fun to dream.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for talking. Thank you. Yep. Coach Bill Fennelly joining us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good stuff.
Cardinals
Great
like
stuff.
2.5 back right now.
Yeah,
right? We could have him on. I think it could be the next week first place Cardinals.
Could be.
I love that.
And I know he's still watching right now, but you can tell it's taken that's the big thing. You get it out. It's a 1-year deal, and you can tell it's taken a toll. I mean, it would have to, right? I mean, you got to rebuild an entire roster, 9 players.
Think about your career. Think about whatever career it is that if you've been there for 20 plus years or 30 years,
31 years.
And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, by the way, that job that you were really good at, that thing that you were, that's not your job anymore. You still show up at the same place. You still have the same office. You still have the same title. That's not your job anymore. You're not building for the future. You're winning today. There's no leash anymore. There's no commitment. Travis, he knew before that game. That just screams tampering, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Before the NCAA
Agents
game,
were calling it.
We knew. We knew Audi was gone. We knew half the team was gone. And we're going into, so man, how come you can't get the girls? How come the ladies can't get excited and get on the same page? Because they're all leaving.
Audi's making more than his entire roster.
Oh, buddy. Very, very, very broken. I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you tell. I don't know. I don't know what the fix is, but damn.
Again, we want to thank Coach Bill Fennelly for coming on. If you missed any of it, go back and listen to it. Good stuff. We'll be back tomorrow. Brian Duack's going to be with us. We got the Rush Radio Central City Liquors special of the week coming up. It's always a good deal from Central City Liquors. So enjoy your Wednesday, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Bye-bye.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Did you know that over time your engine builds up carbon deposits on its valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Chevy is offering 15% off our GDI fuel service to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth. Don't let poor maintenance keep your family on the side of the road this summer. Visit us online at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment today.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.